Hello my friends, and welcome back to another video. In today's video I am trying to reset and rescue my house. I have had 5 sick kids in 1 week and my house needs some rescuing. So I'm not trying to perform any miracles here. I'm simply just going to put things back in place and cook some chicken soup to try to aid the recovery of my 5 sick kids. Yes, it's not good. That's black pepper spilled on the ground and there's a lot to do, but I just want to give some tips and tricks that I use when faced with the overwhelming feeling of cleaning. That is a bucket you see. Thank the Lord it was not gastro, but it was a bad flu and my daughter gets really sick, unfortunately, sometimes. I always find putting my hair up and putting some makeup on before I tackle a big mess just helps my psychology. I don't know, it really does. And I also just try to get my kids as best prepared as I can. So I'm putting a movie on for them. I've got 4 at home today. My oldest is at school. He recovered first and he's gone back to school. I homeschool my youngest 3 and my second oldest is too unwell to go to school. So putting a movie on for them and just trying to get them settled so I will have a good hour or so, hopefully not interrupted, although I do get interrupted. I think we all get interrupted as mums, but that's okay. So I'm just taking things slow. I'm not rushing through any of this. And yeah, I thought, as I said, I will just talk you through my thoughts and hopefully this can be some cleaning motivation for you. You can see the energy is pretty low right there. Okay, so when things get particularly bad, I always like to make myself a nice drink, either a coffee or a good tea. This is cherry tea right here. I get it from our Polish shop. I love it so much. Oh my goodness, it's so good. If you ever get a chance to try it, please do so. And I also find lighting a candle or just having something that just is nice, something that smells nice, really helps. So this is a cherry vanilla Yankee candle. You can get these Yankee candles in Australia at Spotlight and also at Woolworths sometimes. The other thing I always like to do when tackling a big cleaning project is putting something distracting on to watch or listen to. So I've got some YouTube here. I've just finished watching a video by Ashley from Her Homemaking Heart. I'm really loving her channel. And I've got a lot of favorite YouTubers. Right now I've got, I always say her name wrong. I think it's Tiana. I cannot say her last name. It's the White family, basically. They've got some great vlogs. I love Christy at Organized Mom. I love Tribe of Manny, Mama to 5. Oh my goodness, there's so many channels that I like to watch. And when I'm finished watching YouTube, I can always switch over to the Hallmark movies. You know those movies that you don't really need to watch to know what's going on? Those are my favorite ones. So you will see later on in this video that I have switched over to one of those videos as well. And I knew exactly what was happening the whole time without having to watch the whole thing. So this flu bug or whatever it has been has not been fun. I have found it very interesting how it has affected each of my kids differently. It's the same virus and a couple of them have just breezed through it and then a couple of them have been so sick with high temperatures and all of that. I do think a big part of this has been the boys starting at a new school and all the new germs that come with that. So oh well, at least our immunities are a little stronger and I'm grateful that it is during the last week of school and not school holidays, because I would hate for my kids to finally make it to school holidays and spend the whole time sick. So as you can see, little May is not quite over it. As I said, I'm not trying to sprint through this. This whole clean took me the whole day. So even though this is a 10-minute video, I stopped a lot. I comforted my kids, I medicated my kids, I did all of the things I needed to do and just kept going. Now, this may look like a lot of mess, but as a family of 7, would you believe this is only just from the day before? So having intense sick children in about a 24-hour period, this is what the house looked like. And it actually can get worse than this, but this is where it's at, and I'm just trying to keep us afloat. As I said, not trying to perform any miracles, just trying to get the dishes done and some chicken soup cooked. This unfortunate event and waste of food occurred because my pressure cooker died, and that was devastating. So I attempted to cook the same recipe I usually cook in the pressure cooker in this pot, and it did not work. The lentils were hard, nothing worked, and so unfortunately I had to get rid of that. This recipe, however, I know will work. This is rosół. It is a Polish chicken soup. It is simply the simplest meal you can ever make. I cook a whole chicken and I chop up half a celery. I like to use the leafy side. I chop up a bag of carrots. Sometimes I don't even chop them, I'll just put them in whole, and also 1 to 2 onions, and I let that cook for 4 to 5 hours, and I just add water to it as it needs, and eventually I season it with a lot of vegeta, or you can use another seasoning, chicken stock, and I serve it over rice noodles. The broth of this soup is so gentle and so nutritious, and it is exactly what my children need right now. So something I often need to remind myself of, especially when I'm feeling that bit of overwhelm or even sometimes resentment towards the big messes that come from having a large family, is in Proverbs chapter 4 verse 4. It says, "Where there are no oxen, the manger is clean, but abundant crops come by the strength of an ox." And that is always a good reminder for me that yes, there is a lot of mess that comes with a lot of kids, but I know that the Lord is growing them and strengthening them every single day, and the fruit that will come from their lives and the children that will come from their lives and the grandchildren and the descendants, it is all worth it. So sometimes I just need to remind myself of that. Obviously, when my kids are well, they do help around the house as well. It doesn't all just fall on me, but even with kids helping as mums, we know that most of the responsibility does come on our shoulders. And so I hope that can encourage you today if you are also feeling a bit of the strain that comes with having a young family. Maybe this can encourage you as well. Yep, there's the black pepper. That actually was not a child who spilt that, I'll just say that. I heard some great advice once from a psychologist who said that when we are feeling very pressured and in these high pressured situations, the best thing that we can do is just to stop, to breathe, to calm down, because we are more effective when we are calm. And so I was already quite stressed. I haven't had a lot of sleep this week, and I know my cortisol levels were already super high. So tackling this mess, I've really just tried to make it as enjoyable as possible. So lighting the candles, sipping the tea, watching some great YouTube, watching a Hallmark video, stopping and actually hugging my kids, not trying to, rush through their needs, patting the dog, that helps also, and just getting it done. And as you can see, I didn't perform any miracles, but my house is put back in order, and that chicken soup is cooking, and we are afloat. We have not sunk today, which is fantastic. So my plan, now that I have finished, I could keep going. There's so much more that needs to be cleaned in my house, but I know that I am running on low energy. I am borderline sick myself, so I'm going to stop, This Suki dog, I'm telling you, he is so weird, but I love him so much. I'm going to sit here and I plan to read my book. I'm reading a book by Francine Rivers at the moment, and I believe it is called The Lady's Mine or something along those lines, but I'm really enjoying it. I am about halfway through. I really love anything by Francine Rivers, and I hope this video has helped you and maybe can help motivate you. Guess what? My house is already messy again, so I am about to stop recording my voice and I'm going to do this all over again. God bless you. I'll see you in the next one.